It is introspection which gives you an awakened conscience which tells you this is wrong. They may be guided in one part. For example, you see, they might say that we are all right in administration maybe, or we are all right for, say, our railways, our shipping, our other things, or maybe other economic banks, or whatever it is. But all these things are extremely superficial for human beings, and they are outside. The inside is all managed by the conscience, and also through moral inspection of yourself. People say, Mother, what is this conscience? This conscience is there. It is there all the time. But a person who has to be conscious about it. I have a conscience. And this conscience has to answer. That conscience that is within us is the light of Shri Krishna within us even before realization. As you know, the ascent takes place of Kundalini through the Sushumna, which is guided by Mahalakshmi. She is the power of Shri Krishna. By listening to your conscience, you develop a proper channel of Mahalakshmi within yourself. But the people who have no conscience, in a particular line it's not so. It is in every line, in every way. Otherwise, one chakra will be all right, another chakra will be in jeopardy. So the conscience has to be referred to, which is beyond rationality. It is not rationality. Something may look like rational, to kill somebody or to snatch somebody's money or to grab somebody's land. May seem. But conscience will tell you that this is not right. At a time when people invaded so many countries and tried to overpower them, it was America, which was the only country, you must understand, never went out of their bounds to become empires. It's very surprising what kept them there. Because at that time when all this nonsense was going on all over the world, and that era when people didn't mind subjecting other people, taking away their lands and becoming this thing, America had stopped at that time. Before doing that, they had done once for all. They had occupied the area, they became the landlords, they became this. Of course, they were foreigners. But after having done that, the era when people started expanding their empire, they did not do it. Now, what is the reason why they didn't do it? We should ask a question. When others were expanding their empires, why did not America do it? The reason is very simple. At that time, some great people with great conscience were born in that country. And they guided that country. Like you can say, Washington was there. Of course, there were so many people whom if I name, there will be a big list of those people. But if you see their character, their life, the way they live, Abraham Lincoln, if you see his life, full of conscience. And they didn't allow the nation to be drifted away to the ambition of gathering other countries and making them their slaves, and this they didn't do. So in the first place, when I should say Columbus went there, conquered them and tried to, actually he didn't do much, but Spanish and then others and then Anglo-Saxons, all of them, when they conquered that country, once they settled down there, as if that era was over for them, once for all. And then they started talking about freedom, of democracy, of higher values. But the karmas of their past, the way they killed so many Aboriginals, so many Red Indians, will not be forgiven by Shri Krishna. Unless and until now they take to Sahaja. Despite that time when they did not try to overpower other countries and to spread their empire and do all kinds of cruelties like Hitler, they didn't do that. And they always stood for something that is justice, tried to, at least then they become hypocritical also. But on the whole, on the face of it, they tried to show that they are for uniting the whole world. They against racialism, against fundamentalism, all this, this some sort of an idealism they propagated. But despite all that, all these ideas of self-destruction started working in them. So, I would say it is nothing but their karmas are working against them. And that's how the violence is so much rampant there. So many diseases, so many things. It is very remarkable that all these troubles have started very, very recently in America. Because the exposure is coming up. To add up to that, we had lots of false gurus who went there and captured innocent, simple people who were seeking the truth. We have lost so many of them in America. Also there, I would say, in the atmosphere where these curses of the people whom they had killed, which reacted and they took to something that was wrong. Why should they have taken to wrong things as far as their personal life is concerned? Freedom was given to them, but they thought freedom is there also to ruin themselves or to make a mess out of their lives. This is a wrong idea which worked in them. Then the whole idea became collective. When it became collective, they found out that people like all those things that are destructive. So, we have Hollywood there, we have all such organizations and musicians and big, we can say, destructive forces which have formed groups and militant organizations which openly say that we are that. For example, only in America we have Satan's organization, Devil's organizations, then this witchcraft, openly. Openly they are registered organizations in America. When nowhere in the world you can have such a thing, that this is a black magic organization, this is a witchcraft organization, openly they are registered. So to such an extent they have gone and accepted collectively. The reason is the punishment. That's why America is the most difficult place for us, for Sahaja. One must have real sympathy for them. They are now passing through the phase of punishment. Because their forefathers did all kinds of wrong things, and they too never accepted dharma as a principle of life. They thought that dharma means killing your freedom. Dharma means it takes away your personal, private life into the hands of something else. So to establish dharma in America, what can we do? I have been to America at least 10 times more than I have been to Russia. And I want to really somehow or other bring to their notice that you have lost your dharma. But this will never appeal to them because they are very egoistical. If you tell them like that, then they'll be very angry. On the contrary, those who tell them like Rajneesh and all these people, oh, this no dharma, their weaknesses, their egos are pampered, then they are very happy. So it's a difficult task in that country to make people understand that you are under punishment. That this punishment you can only overcome if you become Sahajogis. With Sahajoga, their dharma will be awakened and all their punishments and all their curses will be over. It is America which needs Sahajoga much more than any other country. My concern for America is for the same reason. I am not saying so much about South America, but more about the North America. But even in South America, what I found is that it is a kind of a nation where they have no guidance at all about dharma, no guidance. Openly they are doing carnival, this, that. I mean, how can you do it in a country, all those things? They are following the footsteps of North America. Like in North America, they have that Halloween nonsense. I mean, imagine openly on the street doing Halloween nonsense. So they are following carnival. To them, what a thing it is to go to Rio as if there's a very big achievement and going into that carnival from all over the places, from Australia, people are coming down. All this is working against them very much. Their situation is so bad in so many ways that it is not easy to explain why they are going to that limit. Like 13-year-old girls are made into prostitutes in Brazil. Openly. All their trees are cut in Amazon. Openly. Whole smuggling is done openly. Their politicians are corrupt. So much of black magic there. So much of black magic. Openly that. They are just following the footsteps of North America. The dharma is like this Catholic Church is there. What is it going to teach them dharma? This Catholic Church. So they go to church, they do everything, and they come back home with same ideas that they have. There are countries and countries which are so very poor. So that shows that Cabela's attention is not on that country. Normally, poor people are dharmic, normally. Because, you see, money gives them these ideas to do all nonsensical things and ego. Normally, the poor people are dharmic. But there, it is different. They indulge into black magic too much. They were telling me that it is the black magic which came from Africa and they have accepted. But so much it is developed in South America that it's impossible to understand that how they have accepted this nonsense so easily to curse themselves. Now, we have to understand that these problems also exist within ourselves on our Vishuddhi Chakra. If we have to keep our Vishuddhi Chakra all right, we have two sides, as you know, is the left and the right. So the right side is the Vishuddhi Chakra, which is speaking, which is talking about dharma, which is on the aggressive side, we can say. Those people who are aggressive, who talk in an aggressive manner, who are, say, trying to dominate others by their talks, are the people who are right-sided. I have shown people, those who really do wrong things. Say a person, a servant, steals something. You call him, he'll be so rude to you that you'll be amazed. This man is so rude, how can he have been able to steal something? He's not afraid, he's answering you back so nicely. So those people who are right-sided can cover up any sin that they have committed, any wrong they have done, any murder they have done by their talk. It could be a talk which is very aggressive, blatant. People might think, oh, how can that be? This man is telling so loudly everything, and you are stunned. And you think, no, it's not possible. How can a person who says this? In this way, we too, as ordinary human beings, indulge into all kinds of nonsensical things, and then we try to justify it by talking, wriggling out of it. You know, as many criminals, war criminals, have come out of it by just talking, by creating stories, by showing something like that. That also is with all human beings, they have this capacity to say something by which to hide whatever wrong you are doing. But it is never realized by them that whatever harm you have done is not going to be forgiven and will be less forgiven when you talk like this. Because Shri Krishna is punished. If you start justifying, rationalizing all your wrong things, then you will be punished. And you will be punished very badly in so many ways that you will not know how to get it out of it. Physically, mentally, emotionally, every way you will be